Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bridging the Gap. I'm your host, Ramont Williams. Tonight we have a pretty intriguing topic. So, if you will, all the panelists, starting from you, LaShonda, please introduce yourself and where you're from.
Hi, my name is LaShonda Woods, and I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Fred from Las Vegas.
Boogie Legend, Las Vegas by way of the Bronx.
Okay, so let's get this thing pumping, man. And see what type of interaction we can get tonight. So today's topic is what makes a man a deadbeat and why women keep choosing them. Let me put this disclaimer out there before we go. Remember again that this is a show based on entertainment. None of the panelists, including myself, are professionals. We're basically giving our personal opinion, our summations, what we believe to be accurate. So with that being said, let's start off with you, LaShonda, and I know you don't have children, but you have nieces. Okay, so give us your perspective on this topic, please.
A deadbeat, it could be a female or male, but since I'm a female, we're gonna go male. A deadbeat is somebody that brings somebody into the world and don't care anything about their well-being or whatever. And so, I think also you have mothers that walk out on the kids and leave them with the fathers and don't even come back and look back on them, and that's a deadbeat, whether it's a male or a female.
Okay, what about you, Larry?
Well, to answer the question, what makes a man a deadbeat and why women keep choosing? The question wasn't deadbeat dad, it was deadbeat. So we talking about this, like there's many different ways to answer that. Are we talking about a deadbeat husband, the deadbeat father, deadbeat boyfriend? Like what kind of deadbeat are we talking about?
We're
And I
talking.
agree with LaShonda when she said it could be a male or female, but it doesn't say deadbeat dad. So I'm gonna say just a deadbeat. I'm gonna answer it like a deadbeat parent. I mean a partner. I'm sorry, a deadbeat partner or whatever. So I mean, whatever is, there's no one real one way to answer that question. I mean, it could just be somebody that's a fucking dead post. You know what I'm saying? Like there's somebody who's not interested in just dead in the bed. Like you a dead post in the bed or whatever. But to get to answer the question, what makes a man a deadbeat and why women keep choosing them? I think I don't know why women keep choosing deadbeats. Some dudes come in and they sometimes women I think choose deadbeats knowing that that's a deadbeat. Maybe they think they could fix him. Maybe this guy has redeeming qualities about himself, and the woman is thinking to herself like I could build him up and shape and mold him into the perfect man that I want. Because if you a deadbeat, you ain't got nothing going on for you. Maybe you weak or you vulnerable, or you know what I'm saying. There's ways like you're not a strong man, because a strong man that's not a deadbeat that got shit going on for him ain't gonna get shaped and molded and groomed by a woman. So I think maybe, I mean, again, you gotta ask women this, man. Like maybe that's their thinking, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a million and one reasons why women could choose. And another thing, maybe he wasn't a deadbeat when they met him. Maybe he had shit going for himself, and you know, times got crazy, nigga got laid off or whatever, and he fell on hard times. And now, you know, he stopped working or whatever it is, and now he become a deadbeat. She didn't choose him as a deadbeat, but she chose to stick with him as a deadbeat. You know, like I said, there's a bunch of different ways to really look at it. But as far as what makes a man a deadbeat and why women keep choosing him, we definitely need more women on this panel to ask them that question, because I think they could get better answers than we can, at least that I can.
So what about you, Fred?
No, I agree with what you said, Larry. I think the question be more kind of directed for really a woman to answer. I mean, we can come up with the idea of what we think, but really a woman have to pretty much answer this question here. But in my idea of a deadbeat, is just if we're going to say if it's just in a relationship as far as boyfriend, it's a man that's not contributing. A woman, you know, is going to work, doing everything, holding everything down, and maybe he doesn't bring any value to the table. Maybe just someone that's sitting around playing video games all day. You know, don't fix anything, don't watch kids if they have kids. It just brings no value to the relationship. We were talking about a marriage or ex relationship. Could be a deadbeat father, which we all hear about most often. It'll just be a man that's not present, doesn't contribute financially to help the kid, or even just spend time with the kids that try to help raise those kids. You know, so I guess that'll be my take on a deadbeat. Now, as far as women choosing them, I think sometimes women aren't that dumb. I know they know when a man is what he is. You know, I mean, there are occasions where, like Larry said, a man can fall off what he had going on when she met him, but then at the same time, there's a lot of men don't have nothing going on, and women still choose them. You know, maybe they choose them because they think they can be that inspiration in that man's life to change him around and maybe get him focused and help him strive to do better in life. And sometimes it just don't play out that way. You know, he is who he is by a certain age, you know, but I don't know. I think we'll need maybe LaShonda can maybe tell us why women choose to date men like that, or maybe it's not her personal experience. Maybe she got some homegirls or family members that actually deal with men like that.
Some people, for the most part, they choose those type of people because they have low self-esteem. They think they can't do better. And because those are the guys that come after them. And so they think I better take what I can get. And sometimes they really do love the person and they fall victim to all the stuff that they got planned for them, which is not, you know, somebody that's going to be there for them or the kid. But to go back to the low self-esteem, there's a lot of women that's out there with low self-esteem. Some that's been probably molested or something like that. They feel like, you know, being that those things happen to me, you know, I don't think that I deserve anything good. And so they fall for anything that, you know, showing them a little bit of attention. They'll go for it.
Like, let me say this right fast. Like, the way, like, remember how I said a woman could walk into a situation where a dude had his shit together, shit happened, life happened, whatever it is, and he fall off, right? And she stayed with him. She didn't choose him while he was a deadbeat, but he might have became a deadbeat. It's the same thing. Like, on the flip side, if you reverse it, there's times where they might walk into a situation where, yeah, he's actually a fucking deadbeat when they first met, I would say. And he get his shit together. He's no longer a deadbeat. So as far as like why women keep choosing, I don't really know if they really choosing or they choose to stick with him. Like I said, as redeeming qualities, it had to have been redeeming qualities about that man. If a woman that woman had to have seen something in him to be like, this can't be it. And like I said, there are times and stories, and then I know people that's like, this is where he started. He started down here, but now he's up there, and then he's no longer a deadbeat. Maybe that's the reason why she chose, because he has some kind of redeeming quality about himself, or she's seen something in him that maybe we on the outside looking in don't see in a deadbeat. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, there's so many different ways to really look at that question or really answer that question. There's no really one way. So,
but you know what? Oh, go ahead, Fred. Can't hear
Yo,
you.
Fred, we can't hear you. Your mic is off. Hey, Fred, your mic is off.
Hey, LaShonda, since
Okay.
you're the
Yeah.
only woman on the show, I'm gonna jump on your side for this show, man, so we can try to even it out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Oh
I'm
shit.
gonna play
Oh
devil
no.
advocate. You know, now
It's on
we
now.
can say the deadbeats could be, you know, why we say why women are choosing them. You know, there's some time where women are choosing men just based on what he looked like, and he brings nothing else to the table. You know what I mean? And I
Mm-hmm.
think Ramon brought this up on a few episodes ago. He wanted to speak on a topic about why women are always choosing the bad guys versus the good guys. Typically, a lot of what's considered the bad guy are the guys that really are kind of the deadbeats, the one that's not bringing nothing to the table. You know what I mean? He more than likely he's not working. More than likely he's running in the street. More than likely he needs that woman to keep a roof over his head. Need her to put money in his pocket, to feed him when he's hungry. You know, and then when Vermont was stating like, well, what about the good guys? The good guy be the man with the job, to be the man that can help contribute in the household, and he play these different roles for you. You know what I mean? But sometimes as when women grow up, when they're younger, getting older, you know, they look at maybe the good guy is boring to them. You know, maybe the bad guy and the man that ain't really doing shit, maybe that's exciting to them. That's fun. He live on the edge. You know what I mean? He might be more spontaneous than the guy that got to wake up every day, do 9 to 5, come home, he tired. He just want to eat dinner and go to sleep. So, but the bad dude, he ain't got no schedule. He can be up all night with you. You know what I'm saying? So that could be why some women look at it and choose
And then
that
he
shit.
ain't got no job, so he always there with you when
And
you
I
get
heard,
off
I,
or whatever.
I don't know if it's true. Maybe you could tell me. I heard the guys that don't have no job give you the best sex. You know, he got to give something. He ain't paying no cable bill. He ain't paying that electricity bill. So no, that's just
Well, I
something I
mean,
heard
he
though.
got to give something that's keeping you entertained.
He
I
got to
mean,
go
because
all
if he
night.
ain't,
I,
yeah,
I ain't going all night. I got to go to work in the morning. Shit.
something. But I mean, some like you say, sometimes people do fall off. You know, this what I don't understand about women is that they see the man got all these kids by different women, and they ain't taking care of now one of them. So how do they figure when they have a kid with him that he's gonna do anything? He gonna do the same thing that he been doing. So
I've
I
seen
don't
that.
understand like why they think he's gonna do anything different. And then
I've seen that.
me,
And I
like
got friends like that.
if I was gonna have kids with somebody, I would look at their record of, you know, if they had kids, if they taking care of, because there's some men that take well care of their kids. I mean, like, you know, and I look at Ramon with his kids, like all the years that I've known him, he's been really great. Um, I've got cousins, they good with their kids too. And it's like, if I was gonna ever have kids with somebody, I want somebody that's gonna go out, you know, go hard in the paint for my kid. Because the kid don't ask to be here. So you got to pick somebody that's going to be good for them. But a lot of people don't look at that. They just want to look at, let's just get in the bed and that's that. And if we have a kid, okay, whatever happened, happened. But we can't look at it like that.
So let me ask a question to each and every one of you. When we describe deadbeats, and everybody has given a vague opinion of what they believe a deadbeat is. So I'm gonna just be kind of blunt with it because I've already been labeled as the villain of the show, so I might as well just put my cape on, my top hat, and do what I do, right? So a deadbeat, as you all said, can be defined in many different ways, but realistically, when we're talking about men, it's just a male being irresponsible for his responsibilities. I'm pretty sure we all know some of these people. I have many of them in my family. I don't associate with them, and the reason I don't associate with them because I know in my heart that they can be a lot better. They have the potential to be a lot better than what they are. So me being the person that I am and having the experience that I've had in my life, I don't make excuses for nobody, not for my kids, not for anybody. And I think that's the type of world that we live in today, where people just want to appease people just to get along. So with that being said, I'm gonna be the bad guy tonight, and I'm gonna talk about these degenerate deadbeat niggas that don't want to take care of their business. They go and use whatever line or whatever necessary means to get these women, manipulate them, or whatever terms you want to use. Then they procreate these children. These children didn't ask to come into this world. So we as adults, whether male or female, but particularly talking about men, have a responsibility. We were given a responsibility, an ultimate responsibility from the man up above, God. And when we lack in our role as leaders, as providers, that's not a definite reflection on all men, but it is a reflection on men in general. Because that's how women compare men to men, based on what some men doing and what some men are not doing. You know what I'm saying? So I've had opinions both on the show and through my family expressed to me about my child being 63 years old, having a 2-year-old. But here's the thing that people have to understand is that what I do in my personal life, I'm always be responsible for. You can call me many things, but a deadbeat I'll never be, because it's one thing I know as a man, and I consider myself in every essence to be the epitome of a man, because I think like a man and I do manly shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't make excuses for my shortcoming. Am I a superhero? Am I capable of doing all things? No, I'm not. I just know that what my limitations are, and I know what my desires and what my responsibilities are. So with that being said, I'm not gonna give these cats no sympathy. If you're gonna stick your dick in it, then step up to it. Be a man. Take care of your kids. You don't have to be with the mother. I'm not with my daughter's mother. One time we ain't never even ate McDonald's together, but we procreated a child. I'm gonna let her do her thing. I'm gonna do my thing. But at the end of the day, that baby is gonna be taken care of. So men that feel that they can make children and walk away from that responsibility, it's not fair to the men that meet these women and truly have a desire to be with these women and even be the stepfather and be a role model to these kids. Because what happens is, here this dummy, this deadbeat come, and he wants to dictate what goes on in the house when he had that opportunity to be there, to delegate and be a role model. He chose not to be. So now he went around the block and got some other female pregnant, and then probably, and I know my brother, I have a brother. I can honestly say this guy, 23 kids. 23 kids. 23, no exaggeration. He got 23 kids. And here's the odd thing about it. All his kids look exactly the same. All of them. They all got hazel eyes like my mom had. They all have the same facial features. They all look the same, walk the same, the whole 9 yards. So would I consider him a deadbeat? Of course he is, because he didn't raise any of his children. He allowed the system and the moms to. And I tell him this all the time. You wonder why your children don't respect you, because you ain't never been a part of their lives. Now you wait till they get adults. Now you want to come through and play daddy. Nigga, please. You a deadbeat. If you're going to stick your dick in a female, at least be responsible. That's all I'm saying. So y'all can go from there. I got to send a message out.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this: as far as what you talking about, you got family members and all of that. I'm gonna say this, fam. I'm gonna keep it a whole 1,000. Don't worry about what your family members is doing, man. Like, what they doing, who they stick their dick in, and if they choose not to take care of their kids, then that's on them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm quite sure that there's shit about you that they don't like. You see what I'm saying? And they probably don't judge you for it.
Like what?
So,
like what?
I don't know. I don't know you that well. I'm just hypothetically speaking.
But like what? Give me an example.
I don't know what's going on in your life. That's why I'm saying it's a hypothetical. Because I could sit up here and judge anybody on this panel or in the comments, and because I don't like something that they did or said or some part about their life. You know what I'm saying? But because I know both men and women that I look at them like, damn, like you my peoples and everything. But damn, you foul. Like you's a foul ass chick. Or damn, you's a dirty ass dude. You know what I'm saying? You's a foul nigga. Like why you treat women like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna deal with them or like judge them and like I'm not gonna interact with them and like in a sense where like they doing this shit to me. I'm not gonna take it that personal. What that man does or what this chick does, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? Like shit ain't got nothing to do with me. So I know my place and I don't cross that certain line. So that's all I was trying to say. You know what I mean?
Question for y'all.
What's up?
Do you think because like some men have dropped the ball and wasn't there to raise their kids or whatever, do you think that's a part of some of the reason why some women are bitter?
Well, some of them are bitter.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. No. It could be many factors. So I don't think just because
I'm talking about the bitterness toward men. Because
I don't think it's just necessarily always that because a woman bears a child by a man that she or anybody else considers to be a deadbeat that makes her bitter towards all men. There can be a lot of circumstances surrounding that. She may have some trauma somewhere else in her life. There's many facets to that. So I don't. That's just my opinion. I don't believe that be the case in all scenarios. No.
I was gonna say the same thing that Ramon said. Like it could be a world of shit going on with that girl and why. Like it's really hard to put a finger on it because that's some shit like you may never know. You know what I'm saying? Like a man may never know why why a woman feels bitter towards him, whatever like that. Maybe it's like Ramon said, like they've been through some shit. And that's why last time I commended you, Lashonda, like you've been through some wild shit. Very vaguely, we got into it, and I was like, yo, shout out to you because you could have been that woman that been through some shit, and the next guy come in. And when you ask if you could be asked if that man was on the panel, it'd be a perfect question for him to answer because you know what? You didn't take that shit out on him. You know what I'm saying? Like you went through your shit and you wasn't bitter towards him. So again, it could be 1,000,001 reasons why a woman is bitter towards a man. It shouldn't even necessarily have anything to do with that man or even men in general. Really. You know what I'm saying? That's just realistically speaking.
Yeah, as far as like you said, if a guy being bitter towards a woman and he doesn't take care of his kid, I truly never seen that before. I've seen guys upset on the opposite way of women withholding their kid from a father coming around, and then you go through times where you, as a man, sometimes you get tired of playing them games. When we're using the kid as a tool because you upset about something, or even just to get your way. You know what I'm saying? But as far as a man just being bitter because, not paying child support, because I know some men that got a lot of time and they want to try to spend it with their kid, but they don't have any money. So, and because he's not coming to the door with money, I seen some women withhold the kid from the father. But then I've seen some men be accepted because he is able to support the kid financially, but he spends no time with the kid. The kid doesn't
and see
even know
that's all bad. That's all bad because see, a kid really need time. They need money too, but they need time more so because they need to build that relationship. But they do need money because they do need to be taken care of. Like what I don't like about the whole system is, okay, say the women have the kids and the father feel like, well, I don't have to take care. That's your responsibility. No, that's your half of your responsibility. You know, you're supposed to make sure they got food, they got a roof over their head, all of that. And then even vice versa, the other way where well, both parties do this thing. When they still liking that person and they got somebody else in their life, they want to act like a nutcase, you know, trying to make life bad. And I don't understand that. Like we supposed to be working together. I could have a shorty out there and don't care about their well-being, and you can go on with the next woman and take care of her kids. I don't understand that.
Mm-hmm. I've seen again on it when it come to men. I've seen, and I'm not trying to stick up for them, just going off situations I've seen and experienced. But I've seen a lot of men that got it together, that try to be a part of the kid's life, and it seems like they the ones that go through the most. But my friends that don't got shit going on, don't really care if they see the kid or not really trying to be a part of their life. They got it easy. Like they can come see their kid anytime they want. The woman not tripping. None of that. But the guy that got it together, got money, dude probably pay child support, dude try to spend time, then use that kid against him. You know what I mean? Maybe they do it
That's because they
that's
still in love with them. They still in love with them, and they don't want them to be with the next person. So they use the kid as the tool, you know, to even see them. And you know, it's bad because the kid is the one that takes the whole brunt of it.
That's a strange love.
But I know somebody that have kids with this gentleman, and he wasn't working, so she asked him to watch the kids, and he said, "No, won't you put them in daycare? You know, let EOB or whatever take care of them. You know." And they went down there and did it. And then EOB put him on child support, and he was mad about that. And then she took him off child support, but EOB put him back on child support because they have to put him on child support because it's going through EOB. She even told him to write the letter to tell them how much money he can afford. He didn't do that. Then they just gave him a stipulation of what he got to pay. And then he was mad about that. But he also went to another woman and made kids. And then he never looked back at his kids that he had, you know, the first kids. Then he ended up marrying that girl though. And he told her, him and his wife wanted to tell the female to take him off child support. But that's the only thing that reminds him that he has kids. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's bad when the kids have to say, well, is my brother or sister getting bigger? And then they got to tell him, oh, we getting bigger too. That's bad for a kid to even have that mindset when you only like 4.
How do you feel on when let's just say if women are expecting a man to take care of their kid and say the man just stop paying, and then they actually get this title as a deadbeat, when the man might have been supporting, paying his dues, you know, for the kids, but then that money doesn't go to the kids. When you got the mom that's in the club, the mom that's getting her hair and their nails done, buying clothes, and the kids looking bummy. What do you feel?
That's all bad.
That can make a man bitter. To answer your question earlier, that might discourage a man to even want to pay. Just like, hey, just give me my kid, man. I'll buy him what he need when he come through over here or something like that. But handing you the money, you know.
That's bad.
Not financially literate, man.
I didn't see that. You know, they looking bomb is all get out, and the kids got nappy heads. They got 2 little clothes on, dirty clothes, and all that. But they make sure they flies. I don't know what. I think that's really bad, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I, you know, and I can't have kids. So the thing about it is, like, if I could have kids, my kids would be fly. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna hook myself up afterwards. But my kids got to be all that. And I look at these people that have these kids and they don't really want their kids and all that. And I'm like, I'm dying for a kid. But you got one, you got about 50 of them and you ain't even taking care of them. And that really like make me mad, you know?
Mm-hmm. So I think earlier when the question of why women are choosing deadbeats, and it's not necessarily just always deadbeats within a relationship. It could be deadbeats at the beginning of a relationship. I'll just use an example of, it just has nothing to do with the establishment, but I'm just saying you have places like a Mariposa, for instance, and in places like that, that's similar. And you know some of the guys that's hanging out in there, you could tell what they up to. You can tell who got something going in life, who don't got nothing going on. It's sometimes obvious. I'm not a woman, so women, I know you can tell because you're looking at them more than I'm looking at them. You know what I'm saying? So why are women still choosing these men? You don't have to get to know them fully. I know y'all catch vibes, just like sometimes men catch a vibe about a woman. You know, they'll say, "Oh, she a bum," or she, excuse my language, she a hoe, she this, she that. We catch vibes. It don't take you that long to feel somebody out. But then
that just goes back to low self-esteem.
I don't really know too many men of real value. And I'm not saying Mariposa, I'm not picking on that play, but I'm saying something like that. I don't know too many men of value that hang out in places like that. So as a woman, if you're actually looking for a man of quality, man, high value, or anything of that nature, why would you as a woman put yourself in those places like that looking for a man or even entertaining a man up in there?
I mean, like if a female is up in there and you say that it's not, you know, it's up in there, because if she's in there, it's not quality. So birds of feathers flock together.
But see, then they entertain these men. Like I say, all it takes is one mistake. Like Ramon say, you put it in one time, that's it. She can fuck around and have your kid. Now that's your baby mom and that's your baby dad. Now this language come out, he a deadbeat. Look where you met him. You seen what he was before you even started messing with him.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They say, hey, Fred, or they'll be like, Fred, man, you date this type of girl, that girl, and she could be a white girl. Let's just say I want a white girl. Let's just say that. I'm not going to go to Mariposa looking for one, right? I'm going to go where the white girl going to be at or where the Mexican girl going to be at. So if you're looking for a man of value, why are you going to Mariposa? Go find places where men of value hang out at. It's simple.
And then at the same time, like you saying that about the women, why are they hanging out in those places and meeting them dudes and then thinking they a prize? But it also go back for the men too. Mm-hmm. They looking for something that's supposed to be, you know, all that and all that, but they looking in the wrong places too. But they blame it on the woman. You knew this was a hoe when you met her, so why after you get into a fight? Because when you was in them draws, you wasn't saying nothing. But then once you could get into an argument and all that, oh, you a hoe, you a this and that. You knew she was. So what's the sense of calling it now?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I just don't like a lot of the finger pointing when and nobody really take accountability of the actions that they choosing, you know. And then once shit hit the fan, now you want it. Now that's the deadbeat guy. That's this. That's that. He might be all that, but I'm pretty sure that didn't happen overnight. I'm pretty sure he was that when you met him. You know what I'm saying? And like you say, Larry said there incident somebody might not have it or could have just fell off and got back on whatever. Yeah, that happens. But at what percentage? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So question. Because, you know, sometimes men have the kids and then sometimes the women have the kids. So when should the person that have the kids put the other parent on child support? What do y'all think?
So why is it always got to be child support? If you're a responsible human being, why the fuck you always turning to them white folks looking for help? Go out there and do what the fuck you need to do. I'm not asking this bitch for no child support. I take care of my daughter. You know, people got to get off the fucking nipple, the titty, and start being responsible. It don't matter if it's a man or a fucking female. Seriously. Always running to the fucking courts looking for some fucking help.
I think the reason why they do that shit is because a lot of women are just bitter and shit. If because there shouldn't be no at what time should you. There ain't no fucking time. If you need it, I feel like this. I'm just looking at the word support. I'm just looking at the word support. Like, if a woman needs child support because she might be struggling and he ain't doing shit, then get him on child support, and vice versa. Because I know dudes that got, like, one of my homies, he has like 2-3 daughters, some, like, all teens. Mom ain't even in the picture. She ain't shit. She alcoholic and all of that. So at what point should he put her ass on child support? There's no point. If you need it, then go and get it. But he's doing what he need to do, so he don't need it, so he ain't gonna put her on it. There's no at what time. Don't do that shit to be bitter. Don't do it for the wrong reasons and be vengeful, whatever the fuck, be vindictive. And really, like I said, there's no real time at what time you should do it. Don't just do this shit because it's there just to do it. Do it because you really need it. My opinion on child support, that shit is a fucking scam and to fuck dudes over. So fuck child support. That shit it's a system that's set up strictly to benefit the women, and that's what it is. We can get into that, but that's not what the topic is.
Or really, it don't benefit the women either. It really mess up the whole family.
That's why y'all should stay the fuck out of the course then. Stay the fuck out of the courts and sit on your own. I'm sure that men and women could do better without the courts and as part of the picture. You could fuck up the family on your own without the courts up, right?
If I had a kid with somebody and they walked on or whatever, right, I would do it by myself, and I wouldn't want nothing from them if they didn't want to do it on their own. You know, I let my kid figure it out. You know, later on when they get older, they'll know who was really there in their corner and who wasn't. They ain't dumb. They see it. And then I would still let him see the kid, even if he ain't giving the money, because the kid is the only one that suffer when you sit there and don't let them see it because they're not paying the money.
Facts. Well, let me ask you this question, Ashonda. And I kind of wish it was more women on the panel than just yourself because you're not a mother. What do you think about these women? And this is kind of go back to what Larry said, which I respect your opinion, but I don't agree with it. When you see women that their whole purpose is to have kids from men just so they can, you know, I don't know who came out with this baby daddy, baby mama title. It's stupid. It's a form of ebonics. It really has no meaning to it. But how do you feel when these women abuse the child support system, and you see, as you alluded earlier, you see the mom looking good, but the kids are not being taken care of? I've always been on the assumption, I've never been on child support, but I've always been on the assumption that the money was designed to benefit the child. Now granted, if the mom is paying bills, she's to utilize the money for the bills for the welfare of the children. I get that part. But when you're going out taking this money to get nails, get your hair done, get your feet done, you're buying jewelry, you're buying designer clothes and shit, and your child is not being well maintained. So I don't.
That's
get
bad.
That.
That's bad.
So
that's hella bad, because look, I'm reading this shit that Faith said in the comments, right? She said child support is needed because a lot of men are not responsible. Okay, cool. That's a valid point. I get that shit to you, Faith. And then she said it's not about you, in all caps, needing it. It's about the child, which is another valid point. I totally get it. But when I say, all right, so shout out Faith for making a comment. When I say you, I don't mean you. I don't mean the woman. If she's listening, Faith, if you listen, I'm not talking about you. But we're going to touch on that in a second, too. I don't mean you. Obviously, we're talking about the child because it's child support. But based on what we just talked about and the comment that you made, or that she made, because I'm talking to the panel, you look at these athletes, and when you say because a lot of men are not responsible, when you look at athletes and you look at these BMs taking athletes to court and these and entertainers, and they taking them to court and they already getting like 25-30K a fucking month, talking about that's not enough. How is that man not being responsible? Most likely that shit is coming out of his check automatically anyway. So it's not like he not showing up to court and paying it. I'm just not being responsible, so I don't feel like paying it. It's not about that shit sometimes. Sometimes, again, and we addressed this shit earlier, Ramon made a comment about it earlier, some women get irresponsible with the money. And like Faith said, it's not about you, meaning me or whatever. It's about the child. Again, I agree. But being that, with that said, it's not about your ass neither. What the fuck does what does a 3-year-old or 4-year-old child need with $25, $35, $50,000 a month? But we've even seen worse. There's NBA players paying over $150,000 fucking dollars a month in child support. What does a 5-year-old? How is a 5-year-old living that they need $150K a fucking month? Let's be realistic about the shit. You see what I'm saying? They don't know. And before he came into the picture, what was your monthly expenses? Was you even making 10, 15, 25K a month? Like what kind of spending is you doing? You ain't. Most people aren't making that unless they entrepreneurs, athletes, or whatever like that. So when you getting that much bread, don't talk about the man isn't being responsible, because that's not always the case. Is that the man is being irresponsible.
But you know what? But the system.
Sometimes the women are just being wild greedy, and that's what it is.
But like when the system come into the project,
One way to put it.
the women really ain't getting anything, because $30 and $25 ain't nothing.
I'm not talking about 20, 30. I'm talking about
no. That's what a lot of them I've seen get in child support is $25, $30. And you got kids in high school, they need stuff. And they need more than what the little bitty kids need.
That's crazy.
So I mean, child support really ain't doing nothing but just breaking up families. That's all it do.
Well, that's what it was designed for. Just like
I said, women need to stay the fuck out the court and stop taking niggas to child support just because they just want to get back at them, or they're just gonna fuck them over or whatever like that. Stay out of that shit. Only reason I see, like you said, it does destroy families, and not only that, it destroys the potential relationship between the BM and the BD. You see what I'm saying? Like, you taking me to child support, how the fuck am I supposed to feel? I'm supposed to enjoy this shit now? Now we're supposed to be cool? I know why you're doing it, especially if you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And I know women out there that got dudes from child support and they don't even have a fucking job. You see what I'm saying? They ain't have a job in 10 fucking years, but you got this nigga on child support for the rest of his life until the child turns however old. What the fuck are you doing? So when I say, like, when we talking about deadbeats,
but I mean, at the same time,
hold on, you did say that, Rashonda. You did say earlier that deadbeats could be women too. So the reason why I said that is I don't want to focus on just men being deadbeats, because the shit goes both ways. Everything goes in full circle. So I don't want this to be about deadbeat dudes and all of that. Like, niggas ain't taking care of their shit when women don't be on top of their shit neither. That's real shit.
That's true.
It is true. Real shit.
No, I said that is true.
I just, in my unbiased opinion about this whole subject is that, it has a lot to do, whether it's male or female that's taking the initiative to go to these people in court. If you're able, now granted, as I think Fred or Larry said earlier, that if you need the money, that's one thing, but I'm talking about if you're, and I know everybody can't work and produce an income as all people do. That's understandable. So I'm all for a woman that has a child and she needs the financial help. What I have a problem with this child support system, and I'm not talking about the women, I'm talking about the system, is how it pulls the families apart. It puts the mom against the father, okay? And then once the woman, which is usually young, okay, in most cases, they're usually young, okay, out there teens or fresh in their 20s, you buy into this mindset that this money is yours for the sole purpose of doing what you want, and it's not. You know, if you're not utilizing that money for the benefit of that child, as far as a roof over your head, maybe a car, you know, clothing, food, then you're just abusing the system, and your child is being neglected as a result of that. That's what I have a problem with, because I recall a time, like I said, I've never been on child support, but my 4 sons' mother tried to put me on child support when I got out this last time. And what happened was the judge told her, say, okay, I'm gonna give you 140, I think it was 142, $148. Okay. And I'm saying, okay, I thought it was gonna be a lot more of that for 2 kids that were almost about to be 18 or past. And so I told the judge, I said, well, I'll pay for my kids right now in court, all the way up to 18, if you're going to put that amount on it. And the judge looked at her, and you know what she said? That's okay. I don't want the money. See, because she had an ulterior motive. Her dude that she's married to is on child support, and he's paying, from what I understand, I don't know this. This is what she told me. Okay, so I don't know this to be factual. He's paying over $1,000 for 2 kids. So she tried to offset that cost by putting me on child support to pay his child support. So that's the reason I said it's a lot of different facets that's involved when people initiate child support. It's not always about the child. You know, it has that appealing title, child, but the child is really taken out of the equation, because if a woman or a man that initiate child support is not responsible, then who suffer as a result of it? The child.
That's the only one that really suffered.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. You know, it's just.
So did y'all see the new thing that Trump is doing? Where, you know how the men are paying the child support, so then they'll be the one that be able to claim them on taxes. The female wouldn't, or whoever be the one that's paying, they be the one that be able to claim the child.
But there's a stipulation clause in that too. And see, this is a reason a lot of people was clapping and having parties. But if you haven't been taking care of that child for 6 months or longer and can't show that by verified documentation, you're not getting to claim that child. So that right goes right back to the mom. That's only for fathers that's taking care of their child. Like my daughter, I've had her, she's been here almost 8 months. So that puts me in a category where I can file whether she consents to it or not, and I can claim her on my taxes because she's been here. You know, her diapers, her milk, her clothes, her wipes, everything has been purchased by me without the assistance of her mom. And I don't even ask for any help. So that's what I mean about.
So I mean, so for the fathers that's out there that's doing that, how would you tell them? How can they be able to show that they are doing that, like paper wise?
You never give up cash. You always keep your receipts.
Always keep your receipts.
Keep receipts, all that. But see, then they have the stipulations in the court too, where even if you did provide receipts in the courthouse, even like buying clothes, buying this and that, the judge used to go against men and say, hey, that's considered a gift. And they still don't count that, even though you spent money. You know what I'm saying? So the system is messed up, man, to kind of really screw you over. I get it. If the two people can't come to an agreement on a cost of how we can support this kid, then you get child support involved. But I don't think because you're mad, you use child support to get back at each other. You know what I mean? Or y'all break up today and you at the courthouse by tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Yeah, fact.
You know, it's child support is, to me, it's not always about the money. It's about, can we, if they can be an adults, how can we come together and still support this kid? Maybe I don't have the money for that shit. Maybe you do. Maybe you got a good ass job and I don't. But maybe for you to maintain your good ass job, maybe I got time. I can go pick these kids up from school, take them to school, take them to after school activities. Maybe that's my part, my role. You know what I mean? It can't always be about the financial part because everybody don't have it like that. Then not only that, let's just say you got a man that's trying to get on his feet. He might just make minimum wage or barely over minimum wage. He's doing, and maybe at that time it's the best he can do right now, right? Now you're on child support. They automatically take that out of your check. How does that man take care of a kid if the man is not even in a position to take care of himself? He has really probably no place for the kid to come over to visit him, hang out, play with him, none of that. He can't afford rent.
And then what do you say about a dad that the baby mama noticed that they had lost their job, and so they went down there to the child support place to say, until they can get on their feet, they wanted to, stop the child support or whatever. But they wanted them to write a letter still. How much
so you got child support? Like when I used to be on that, that's when I found out it was just a business. It had nothing to do with the kid, because when I went on child support, it was just a ex-wife, just trying to, she was in her feelings still, just trying to make it hard for you. You know what I mean? To move on with your life. But a couple of years then went by and she apologized for everything and she went to the court to get that shit canceled. But then they were like, you got to call in. She called in and verified herself. And they was trying to convince her to keep the shit.
Yeah.
Even she said, no, I don't need it. I'm good. I don't want it no more. Take them off. They was still 3 attempts to convince her to keep it. That's how I knew it was a business and it had nothing to do with the kid. You know what I'm saying? So
that's because they get a cut.
They get a cut of it.
All the money that's taken out of your check goes into account. It builds up. They draw the interest off of it, and then they give the mothers or the parents pennies of it, but they're still tacking interest on the opposite parent based on a court decision.
So that interest you're speaking of, that interest is more than any high credit card you might have. The interest is more than a shark loan, a payday loan, all of that. You can have arrears, and your arrears can be damn near 3 times what the actual balance is that man probably owed for a kid. And then you get caught up in arrears, you might be paying child support for the rest of your life. You will never get out of it. Even that your kid is an adult and got their own damn kids, you can still be liable, still paying child support.
Yeah. I just see it like this, man. Like, if both parents, it took both parents to make the kid. So both parents, in a nutshell, just need to be responsible for the shit. It shouldn't be just women. And I know that it's not just women, but for most part, women be taking their dudes, taking their BD to court, for family court, for child support or whatever. But the same way that we, like, generally, like, and publicly, like, we look at them, we hang them for being a deadbeat dad, she being a deadbeat mom too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you laid up and had that fucking kid. Yeah, we laid down with the wrong piece of ass, but you laid down with the wrong piece of dick. So y'all both made the fucking child. So both of y'all should be equally accountable for that child. Like somebody was saying last night, kept saying repeatedly, the child never asked to be here. Child ain't asked me to be there. The child ain't asked your ass to be here neither, though. So we equally made the child, so we should be equally responsible and equally accountable. So there shouldn't be none of that shit where dudes is getting the short end of the stick as far as this child support shit comes in. Courts is trying to convince BMs, yeah, nah, fuck that. You shouldn't close the case because this, that, and fuck all that shit, man. And it goes beyond that child support shit, because when it comes to divorces and child custody, all of that shit is all connected. So it's just a system that's built to fuck over the man and benefit the woman.
Amen.
All the child support shit, as far as there being kids involved, that's just like the residual of it all. You know what I'm saying? There's kids involved.
Boy, child support, the worst disease you can get. Boy, that shit worse than the HIV. You know what I'm saying? For real. So they say, but
Real
yeah,
shit,
hey, Domino say, man, you just gotta be, you gotta know who you having sex with and use protection or keep your
yeah.
pants on. I mean, I
Hey,
get
we
it.
are.
That's why growing up, that's why I can never take one for the team. Hell no, I want to take one for the team. That could be my baby mama. You trying to set me up? Take
You
one
ain't
for
a
the
team
team.
player. Ain't nobody ain't no team players over here.
And that's why you got to get to know the person before you get into those levels, you know.
You better.
Try to
Mm-hmm.
get to know
It ain't only dealing with athletes when people can have motives. You know what I'm saying? You can
Fact.
be the average man and still deal with somebody with motives.
Yeah, fact. Hey, I like what you said, Lashana, because like, and I'm not trying to get back on last night's shit, but when I was watching last night's joint, when it was like and I'm gonna keep it super short so we like again so we don't get back into last night's topic, whatever. But when it's like when y'all was asking the question like should men feel obligated, I'm like, you got to get to know that person first. You know what I'm saying? Like before that becomes a piece of dick that you regret or a piece of ass that you regret, you got to get to know the person before that. You know what I'm saying? Like before you insert yourself into this woman's kid's life, and should you take that as your own kids, and if y'all dating, you know what I'm saying? So it just from the beginning, like LaShonda said, man, like you just got to get to know people better and be more responsible in your decisions. And sometimes it's our fault, you know. Like I pointed out, dudes be out here simping left and right. I don't know what the female version of a simp is, but females do the shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes some people be out here and just fall for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like they fuck with any and everything. Some of these chicks rock with any dude with a dick in between their legs, and then vice versa for dudes. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, Lashana, just get to know who you dealing with before you start dealing with them on certain levels, and all of this shit could be avoided if everybody be responsible and everybody hold themselves accountable. That's
And
how I
then the
see it.
thing about it, you know, kids, like,
Yeah.
and it's two of us, and that
I don't know, man. Hey, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know
Hey,
if it's
Blair, I
my
think you
speaker.
gotta,
I didn't hear anything.
you either gotta not have sex, use protection, or you get a woman with a career, not a job, but a career. Because ladies that be focused on their career, they ain't got time to be having no baby. You know what I mean? She too busy chasing money in a bag right now. She ain't worried about you and having no baby, and you slowing her down. So again, abstinence, strap up, or get a woman with a career. That's your three best ways.
And ladies, make sure you get a man with a career, not McDonald's, who's on the fries.
Hey,
here she go, baby.
It still don't matter if he the manager.
Well, I mean, we might could negotiate if he in the 80,000, you know. So
But he's still the manager,
might
though.
negotiate, but if he on them fries, we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Let me ask you this
Oh,
question, LaShonda,
Never let her lay that shit down.
since we're on this subject, and I've heard a lot of people say this. If money is not a factor, why is it emphasized when it comes to relationships? If there's a place of residence, it don't have to be in Southern Highland Estates. It doesn't have to be in Beverly Hills. As long as there's electricity, running water, and food in the refrigerator, why such big emphasis on how much money a person is making?
Because we're gonna carry and we are
You're breaking up real bad. You're breaking up real bad.
Okay, now. Now, good.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
That's
Now, when we was in our 16, 17, or early 20s, now that's been acceptable. But we're in our 40s and up. We need to have careers. Not this is McDonald's is like a starter kit for teenagers. And how can we really go somewhere if one person is really not really applying themselves? Because going to McDonald's, that's not really applying yourself. That's just saying, "Oh, I got a job." Well, if we're
Okay.
trying to go somewhere, you got to have money so we can go somewhere. I
Did
can't be
you
the one pulling us along.
did you know that McDonald's make more money than casino workers, hotel workers?
Yeah, now, but they ain't do it back then.
Okay, so why are all the people in the hotels married and in relationships?
Because they Mexican.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it all go through. I mean, it's based off individuals where you want to go, and you got to have a partner that's trying to go to the same place. And I'm not trying to go to McDonald's, Burger King, or anything like that. I'm trying to get somewhere, so we got to be, trying to get to them career jobs. And on fries, it's not career.
So
Money
is
is
it,
money,
is it,
though.
But on
is it
fries,
the
it's
job?
not career.
Is
But
it the
hold
job
on. Let
name,
me
or
say
he
this.
just don't got a sexy title behind on his name badge? Because he could be
It
the
ain't
store
the-
manager. He can be the general manager.
Well, remember what
And
I
they
said?
make
If
six
it's store
figures.
manager and stuff like that, we can probably negotiate. But on them
But the
fries,
name tag say McDonald's.
no.
And he might occasionally have to wear that outfit and that uniform.
What you going to get?
Yeah, but they got a different look than the ones on fries.
Wow. Hey, so check this shit out. I'm gonna just say this like it's crazy. Just say it, man. Just titles is what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's
This is my
titles
title.
and
Because
money
look,
too. It's titles and money.
Nah. Let me just give you an example, real quick. I'm not gonna get into details. This is my personal business, but I used to work for the post office, right? Would you consider that a career?
Yep.
I was making less than $20, right, an hour when I was working at the post office. I had to bust my ass, work 3 months in a row with no days off to really make bread, right? That's what I had to sacrifice. But the title, post a mail carrier, y'all look at it as, oh shit, he's a government worker. It's not even really government, but that's a respectable job and entitled to you. But I was making less than $20 an hour, and that's a career.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at a job where I was making over $30 an hour. So would you rather a man?
That's cool. No.
Money. Since
Okay,
you say
so
money
the
is a
job
factor.
is
Hold
what?
on.
The job
Wait.
is
Time
what?
out. I'm almost done. I promise you, I'm almost done. Would you rather a man, since money and title both count equally, would you rather the man that makes $30 at a job or less than 20 in a career? Where you go? Get your ass back over here. She said, fuck it, I'm out.
You ain't gonna answer that question.
Nah, because it really makes no sense. I get her point, but you can't really base that shit off of that, man. If you talking about money, money is money. There's no money in America that's greener than the next. You know what I'm saying? So if 30, to me, I'd rather make $30 an hour at my job than make fucking $18, you know what I'm saying, at a motherfucking career. And not even like the money I was making over there in 2 days, 3 days, I gotta work fucking a whole 2 weeks to make over at the post office in my little career. Fuck that career.
You
It's
say the
all
career
about bread
come.
because your career ain't paying the bills. The
You
money
say the career come with benefits.
Yeah, exactly. Hey.
I can dig it. That 401k,
Well, you know,
403b.
I
So
think.
what would you rather have though, LaShonda? Like, let me hit it. Let me hear it though.
It's kind of iffy. It's kind of half and half because I mean, I work a job. It's not a career, and I make over 20. And I'm about to go out. I'm about to retire. You know, I've been there almost 25 years, but I'm about to be. You know, I just got about 6 more years to go, and I'll be good.
Okay, but what would you rather prefer? A man that makes $30 at his job, $30 an hour at his job, or less than 20 as in his career? That was the question.
Is there a raise coming up?
No, fuck all of that. Yo.
I mean,
can't,
we gotta consider that now.
Hey, there's always room for growth. Let's just hypothetical. But look, if the post office always, because look, they get it, their contract is they're gonna get a raise every year by 50 cents or a certain amount, depending on how many years you put in. That dictates how much percentage you get it, you know what I'm saying, hourly or whatever. But there's also room for growth at this $30 an hour. Because when I was making $30 an hour, there was dudes that was there younger than me, that was there longer than me, and making like $45, $50 an hour. So there's always room for growth. So these niggas got jobs.
I mean,
it's not a career though.
I could deal with the job making that.
Say what?
I could deal with the job making that, the 30 and all that. But at the same time, no. Wait. This is another part of it. At the same time, we're gonna.
I'm listening. I want to hear this shit. Yo, Lashana, you cutting out bad, man. I want to hear this shit though.
Now?
Oh man.
We're gonna open up our own business.
Yo, you cut out so bad. I ain't hear anything she said. All I heard was they're gonna open up their own business. But I didn't hear anything else prior to that.
She's gonna come back in.
Like I heard nothing else that she said.
So I'm here she go.
Oh, can't get good service. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would deal with the $30, job guy, but at the same time, we got to be working on us a business, our own business. You know what I'm saying? Because retirement is cool, but it ain't really giving us nothing for retirement. So you really got to set yourself up for retirement.
So how much money do you think you need to retire and sustain your lifestyle on monthly?
Monthly? I would be cool at 10.
10 what?
10,000. I'll be cool. I'll be cool.
Okay.
No, not that I would be using all of it, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
Including emergency purposes. Yeah, 10.
You got to open up your own business.
Yeah, here's the thing, LaShonda. Most people, when they retire, or is not going to make a third of that what you're asking for. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
So based on statistics, most people have to have at least $2 million to retire and live comfortably.
No, but you said monthly. You didn't say, you said monthly.
Okay. No, this is over the rest of the span of their life until they pass.
I know, but you just asked me monthly. You didn't ask me how much, for the whole thing.
So you realistically think that unless you own a business, that you're going to generate $10,000 a month?
Hey, that's why I said we're going to work them jobs to own our own business before the retirement to set us up for the retirement. You heard me say that, right?
So what happens if you can't meet that number?
Hey, you got to revamp it.
Okay, hypothetically, you're getting old. You're in your 70s now. You're 72. this dude, he's about 72.
I ain't working at no 72. I'm not working.
Yeah, but he, he half crippled, blind, and crazy. So what you gonna do?
I'm gonna have to get a CNI dog. You gonna work.
Well, Shonda, you know, you sisters got to be a little bit more realistic. I'm talking about. I'm talking about. I've been in the union for 30 years, going on 31 years. When I retire, I'm gonna make close to $5,000. You know, and that's not a lot of money. I make that amount of money almost.
Okay, you saying 5, right? And I said 10 is 2 people, so 5 and 5.
But who's to say that both of y'all gonna make 5?
Exactly.
Because we're gonna be training ourselves to make 5.
see, this is the point, fellas, I'm trying to make, and this is not to be condescending towards LaShonda. You my girl, I love you, but see, this unrealistic way of thinking, this unprepared way of getting your life in order, it's almost like you're wishing or expecting to hit the lottery because you drive the state line every week. You know, that it's unrealistic. You know, if you're not preparing yourself for 10,000, 5 apiece, it's never going to happen realistically.
But then I just tell you, we're gonna work on a business and get it going before retirement to set ourselves up. I didn't say we was dependent on them everyday jobs. I didn't tell you that. I said we're gonna use them everyday jobs to get a business, and that business is gonna set us up for that.
So you sure the business that you plan to create is going to set you up for 10? So hypothetically, what if this business failed? Because most business fail within 1 to 2 years out the opening. Yep. Then what?
Hey, back to the drawing board. You can't give up.
You can't keep going back to the drawing board. You're running out of time
and money.
Hey, that's why you got to shoot your best shot the first time. I can show you better than I can tell you. I can show you better than I can tell you.
You know, all I can say is this. I wish you the best.
I'm confident. I'm confident. Say crazy.
Y'all might not need 10,000, but I do. Because see, the thing about it is, I want to set it up for emergency purposes too. So I ain't saying I'm living off 10,000 every month. I'm saying I just want to have that be the cushion for emergency purposes.
Hey, let me ask you, LaShonda, how much you think you need to start a business?
I can start something with 5,000.
What kind of business you start with 5,000?
Huh?
What kind of business? And this is a serious question, no funny shit. What kind of business can you start with $5,000? What do you start with?
A gift basket business.
A what?
A gift basket business.
Okay. I don't know how much it costs to start that type of business, but I know that it costs, for most part, I mean, fees and licenses and all of that. You're gonna be spending part.
I'm talking about after the licenses and all that. After that.
So when I ask you how much money do you think you're gonna need to start a business, all of that shit's included. You have to factor in all of that before you start your license. I mean, before you start your business, because all that shit comes into play. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not counting inventory. That 5K that's not even probably enough just for starting inventory. But when I ask you, like, how much do you think you need to start a business, no matter what it is, it's going to be more than 5K. It's most likely going to be a lot more than 10K too. Way more than that. Way more than that. It depends, and again, depending on what type of business that you're trying to start.
Let me piggyback off what you said, Larry.
What's up?
So, are you taking into account that you're gonna run your business from your home, or you're gonna have a storefront, because that's gonna incur a higher cost?
Right now, I'm gonna start it from home.
Okay, so even if you start at home, are you gonna have an inventory, or you're going to buy your stuff as the demand rises?
I'm gonna have a little bit of inventory, so I don't have to stop and keep replenishing. So every time I start off with a little bit of inventory, right? Then every time I buy something, I buy 2 more of it to keep going.
So basically, you're starting a mom and pops business.
But it looks like a a business that's been out there for a while.
So again, how much money do you think you need? I got a few dollars laying around to invest if I'm gonna get
Hey,
a return.
I just want to start with 5,
So you want
and I
me
got it.
okay, let's do Shark Tank then. So you want me to give you 5 for how much return on my money? And
Let's
what guarantees
negotiate.
do I get on my money?
Well, guaranteed, my baskets they fly.
And what I'm talking about Hyundais look good, but they don't sell better than Mercedes Benz and Lexuses.
Now, depending on who's behind the wheel and who's gonna buy. Who's gonna buy? The car can look fly. It's the person that's gonna buy it. What they got.
Shonda, you boo you or
Wow.
something. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, hit me up and draw me up a business proposal. Let's see what it look like.
Yeah, I will. I will. Y'all heard this right? Everybody heard it. Y'all heard it in the inbox, right?
None of
Oh,
it.
I don't
Nobody
know
hear
funny.
nothing else.
If I didn't have the money, I'll
I'm
tell
gonna
you I
draw
didn't
it
have the
up.
money. But you got to show me what
The
my
return
return
and
is
all
going to
that.
be on my investment other than word of mouth. I have to see the numbers before I give you cash or sign over, which I don't do cash in business transactions anyhow. But before I give you a cashier check, you got to show me the numbers, and they have to be validated. If not, you can make a promise that you supposed to open up the biggest basket production company in the world, and it doesn't mean anything.
You know me better than that. I'm gonna show you.
Okay. Well, back to this deadbeat thing. So, as Larry said earlier, it is the topic says what makes a man deadbeat and why women keep choosing. I think we kind of jumped over that part, why the women keep choosing. And even though we're talking about the men, there's 2 factors here. Okay. And I think this is something that I allude, I think everybody can agree with on this show constantly. If the man is to be blamed for a lot of the decisions and choices he's making, when does the woman take accountability for choosing that man?
Every time she look at her kids,
What if
she gonna have to take
what what
accountability.
what if there's no kids involved?
Larry. Yeah, that nigga Larry.
If there's no kids involved, then for the choices that she's making, the people that she's choosing, right? That's what you're saying,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, sometimes some females never even wake up, and they keep choosing these people time after time until they lay down in their grave.
Okay, we
But
understand they keep choosing, but why? I'm trying to figure out why. Can someone
the main thing
help me
is got to be
understand
low
why?
self-esteem. It's got to be
You
low self-esteem. That's the
why
main thing.
why is it low self-esteem? Some of these women are high earners. They're influences in the
They
world and the community. So how can it always just be low
but not to
self-esteem?
themselves. They're not.
Huh?
They may be scholars and all that, but to themselves, they're not. They're not really nothing. They don't feel as they worth having something good.
So
They
basically
don't.
what you're saying is a woman doesn't value herself, so she chooses to interact and engage in an intimate relationship with a man that has no financial value, no moral value. His sole purpose is here is to be unconducive to any woman that he comes in contact with, unproductive. Is that what
Because
you said?
if you have self-esteem, you got standards. And see, those women that keep falling for the okie dokie, they ain't got no standards. That's why they keep falling for that.
They both got quiet. Look to the side.
Hey,
Larry looked to the right, Ramon looked to the left.
hey,
That is low self-esteem.
Well, hold on a second.
That's it.
Let me look this up,
he
because
about to start fucking up the numbers right now. He about to start fucking the numbers up right now.
you say self-esteem, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Self-worth, feeling inherently valuable and deserving of respect. Self-confidence, believe in one's ability to achieve goals or perform tasks. Self-respect, valuing oneself regardless of circumstances or external validation. So I think that would be the more one. Would you agree that applies to self-esteem? The last one that I read, valuing oneself regardless of circumstances or
Yes,
external validation. Because here's the thing that I see with a lot of adults, and I found myself in this position a lot growing up too. I couldn't be the man that I had the potentials of being because I always needed validation from my peers. And what I see with a lot of people today is the same thing, both men and women. So I don't, in my opinion, and you know, that differs a little from yours. I don't believe that women are picking these men just because they have low self-esteem. I think there's a lot more factors involved. You know, different types of trauma, different life experiences, different desires, different preferences, you know, and the list can go on and on, you know. So self-esteem, I think, would be at the bottom of the poll, because here's the thing: when a woman decides to be intimate with a man, we know that women control the aspect of sex. Men control the aspect of relationships. Okay. We go out and choose you. You don't choose us in most cases. Okay. But when it comes to being intimate, you have to give your consent in order for a man to engage. Would you agree?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, is when women desire to continuously engage with a man intimately, um, I think well, just hold on a second. Where is this coming from? Just get anything that says shampoo. I mean bath.
This one?
Yeah, just get it bigger. So okay.
I'll skip. If they don't have a bigger one, I'll just grab two.
All right. So the thing is, I think it's more of a desire. And I don't know, Fred, if you or the comment box want to agree with this. I think it's not so often self-esteem issues. I just think it's a woman that desire that particular man. And oftentimes it's not even about him having potentials or lack thereof. It's just that it's something about that man that she desired, and whether good or bad or indifferent, she's going to commit to that man.
I can agree in some instances because they look, oh, he's so cute, he's this and that. Go sleep with him, then they have a kid, and everything go haywire, and then there you are.
But
Or you don't even have to have a kid. You just keep dealing
Yeah.
with him cheating or something like that because you just want to be with him and you think that you're going to change him in some kind of way, but it don't work like that.
I seen change, and also I seen control. I see some women that don't care that they make more, they take care of a man, as long as she got control over him. I know grown men right now that can't come outside because his wife on tripping, and she knows she the breadwinner. He can't do nothing. He can't leave with the car. He can't do nothing. You know
So,
what I mean?
so let me ask you this, Fred, since you brought that subject up. What would you characterize that as being?
On the man side or the woman?
On either side.
Shit, I don't even know what you call. I don't know what you call that on a woman, because I ain't never experienced. He ain't gonna tell me what to do, but but for a man, for a man, that's just weak. Yeah, I call it a weak man, because regardless of who the breadwinner is, you still supposed to be the king of your castle, man. Regardless, and you still supposed to be leading. But I can't come home and let no woman lead me.
So are you familiar with the word emasculate?
Yep.
So would you think that would be an appropriate definition?
That's exactly what she's doing to him. But then at the same time, they accept it.
So why do you think women do this to men?
Oh man, that's hard to answer. Maybe probably just because they can to the man that they would. You know,
but you know what? Sometimes I don't think women look at it like, oh, I'm doing that. But I think they just used to having a way. But I don't think they like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that to him. You know.
Maybe watching her mama. Her mama might not have had a man growing up, but she seen how her mama was running the household. You know what I mean? Being in charge, and she done got a man. She grew up, got a man, and she trying to do the exact same thing she said her mama do.
So would it be fair to say, and I'm glad you back, Larry, so you can kind of respond to this too.
All right, what's up?
That when women, I seen something today when I was at work, and it was talking about how women came into and this is kind of getting off the subject a little bit, so bear with me. How women come into this form of what they call independence, right? So it's a lady that spoke how she used to have that mindset, and how she met her husband, and how he told her that because you're in your independence. And what I'm gonna do is tomorrow on the show, I'm gonna show the video, okay, so you can see it, because I can't actually say what she said verbatim, but in a nutshell, she had this independent mindset. She met a man that put her back in her essence, and he explained to her that you've been traumatized so long, and you've taken on this self-survival mentality. Now that you have a man that don't want to compete with you, but want to love you and encourage you and motivate you and put you on a higher pedestal, so to speak, now it's time to let that go. You know, not verbatim, that's not what she said, but to that. So,
but you know, for so long though, women have to wear the pants and the skirt, and so it's like it's kind of hard when you've been doing that for so long. It's kind of hard to let the pants go, and I think that's the reason why women are not
Okay, if women have been forced to endure this type of trauma, when you meet a man to say, okay, you don't have to be in fear no more. I'm there. I got your back 110%. You know, I'm gonna lead with encouragement, with motivation. So when do you let that part go? That's my question. When do you
I
let it
think
go?
I think when a woman fully can trust that the man is going to really lead, because she's had all these ones that claimed they was going to lead, but then she ended up have to wear them shorts under them skirts that, you know how when we was little kids, they be saying, put them shorts on up under them skirts.
I'm gonna use this analogy. You go to a breeder to get a bulldog, but you get a bully. Those are two different dogs. So how can you keep using the analogy that I'm constantly hearing over and over and over? It's, you know, men are not men, just like women are not women. You know, there's a lot of things that make up the characteristics of a man, and there's a lot of things that make up the different characteristics of a woman. So many people on this show have said that maybe you need to get to your level. I don't agree to the level system. I just think that there's a certain mentality that you have to be compatible with, because all men don't like the same thing in women, just like all women don't like the same thing in men. But when do you allow this self-survival mode? When do you relinquish that mode in order to be in a flourishing and a nurturing relationship? That's my question.
When you can trust that man.
So what about the man trusting the woman?
Both of them have to trust each other.
Okay, so
I mean, you can't
that's
just
not what
jump in a
you said.
relationship and just automatically just
But that's
give
not what you
everything
said.
to that
May I
person.
interject?
Huh?
Go ahead.
May I interject?
Yeah.
The way I see it is like, I'm gonna say the same shit that I said earlier. There is no when. There's no appropriate time. Like there's no way of knowing when. You just know if he's the one, if she's the one. You know what I'm saying? Because some women, they go through certain shit and they guard is up. You know what I'm saying? And they guard might be up for the last 10 men. And then they finally meet that one and they're straight off the bat. And this is for you to really like respond to also, Lashonda. Like they'll see that one dude and be like, oh shit, he's the one. You know what I'm saying? Like he the one. So even though he might not have even given you a response. I mean, giving you a reason to like relinquish that power for whatever it is that you've seen in, for whatever reason that you've seen in that man, you gave him that power straight from the motherfucking beginning. You see what I'm saying? Like there's no real time or no like at one point or whatever like that. You know what I mean? Like it just depends on the female and what she's willing to, how much power she's willing to relinquish to the dude that she's dealing with. Because there's females out there that's like, yo, he's been the one, and she might let him go. You know what I'm saying? She might lose him, not let him go, but even like that shit got away from her. Like that one got away. You know what I'm saying? And I think that anybody that's been dating all their life or whatever, we've just like we all got one that we regret ever meeting or sleeping with. We all got one that we like, damn, that one slipped away. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes that's how it is too. So with that being said, you know, so I say all that to say this, like sometimes you know automatically. You know what I'm saying? And I like that you asked, like, you know when to choose when to wear the pants, right? You know when to wear the pants. When do you choose to take the pants off and wear the skirt? You should automatically know. As soon as you meet this dude, you should automatically know, because there's certain shit about dudes, and there's certain shit that comes up when you dating, whether it's a man, woman, whatever. Certain red flags come up. You already know, like, this ain't him, that ain't her, this ain't her, that ain't him, whatever it may be. So as far as like when do you stop wearing the pants? When you started wearing the pants. If a dude walks into her life and if it's the right dude, she should automatically know, nah, this ain't him. I guess I'm gonna have to continue to wear these motherfucking pants. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Because it's not only women that wear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everything about man and woman relationship should go both ways. You know what I mean? So I think like I said, man, like they should automatically know. Like it's not when we feel comfortable. Fuck all that when we feel comfortable bullshit. It's not when you feel comfortable. You'll know when you with the right one.
Right.
Women, some women like they put out this they put out this trajectory like they so fucking intelligent and so smart. Well, if you're so smart, you should know when to hand over that torch. You know what I'm saying? And let the man lead. Because women always quick to say that they want a man that's going to lead. Well, you should know when to relinquish that power. If you know when to take over that power, then you should know when to relinquish it at the same time. There's no way you should know when to do one but not the other. That's just my opinion.
Okay. I don't know. I think LaShawn is at work, so
she got that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Obama Wi-Fi or Trump Wi-Fi. She got some kind of fucked up Wi-Fi, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna bring this to a close, man. But we're gonna be on again tomorrow for all of those of you that's tuned in. And we're gonna bring a different topic. Hope you can join us tomorrow. Larry, as always, man, your wisdom and knowledge that you share with us, has been a blessing, man, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate being part of the panel, man.
Yeah, let me thank these all the people in the comment box. Let me go back. Tim Jones, Shalon, thank you for your support, and all the people that follow you, Alan, Paul, who else on here? Stephanie, Faith, Toy Love is my cousin. I didn't even see her. Tim Jones, Miss Domino. Who else?
Hey, Miss Domino was going ham earlier, bro.
Yeah, I know it.
It's going crazy.
Birds, Base Brizzle, thank you. Who else on here? I think I seen where is it? Cornell. Thank you too, brother. Faith. I think I said Faith. And Dime Piece. I think that's all I see.
Yeah.
But for all those, if I mention your name, please forgive me. But thank you all for the support. We're going to be on tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so we'll be on at 7 as opposed to 7:30. If you got a topic, just hit me up or hit Freddie up, Larry, and we'll go with that. So with that being said, everyone, please have a blessed night. Thank you again for tuning in, for all your support. I love you. God bless you, and be safe out there.